Morena, Atamarie, Dan, thank you. It's always lovely to have you with us. We're just doing 10 minutes with Tuihana and Dan Te Whenua Walker this morning, whānau. Got 5 simple questions that we would love to run past you. So just one of the first questions that we've got is, or he pātai, is what is one of the best things in your life at the moment, Dan?
Tuatahi e mihi ana ki a koe mo tō tātai karakia ki te whakatūwhera I tēnei hui. Thank you for your karakia and your tātai karakia. The best thing in my life at the moment, it'd have to be, I'd have to go with whānau, and my direct whānau, with Michelle and the kids, but also my broader whānau as well. There's just so much interesting stuff happening in my whānau at the moment, and you know, it's not always good stuff. Sometimes it's health stuff. It's a lot of health stuff actually. It's also you know, a lot of my nieces and nephews are growing up with some of their issues. I think it's really hard for our young ones. Or it's just different from what we had. So that for me is really interesting too. And something I really want to lean in on and tautoko and support them on. But no matter what, even some of the hoha ones, it's just they are the best thing in my life. And they're my grounding, they're my support network. They help me to be who I am, to be the man who I am. They help me to stay true to the man who I am as well, to not lose myself when I'm in different spaces. I have the voice of my nana, my kuia, both of my nanas. And yeah, whenever I get it, that anxiety of feeling like I'm not enough, which does hit me, that imposter syndrome, their voices calm me down and keep me right. So even my whānau of who have left the earth or left this world, and are in the spirit world, those whānau are also here with me as well.
Beautiful, beautiful, Dan. It's legacy, eh? Like remembering where we've come from, that we're only here for a short time, but also our future generations. And I was listening to a kōrero this morning about how, you know, can you remember jumping the cracks in the footpath, and how our children these days don't have that kind of same playful kind of, because it's so kind of all about the tech. So we were having that conversation, and I know that you're in the tech space, but it's lovely to hear about your whānau. So our next question, what are you looking forward to this year? Now, what are you looking forward to in 2025?
There's so much. It's just, I'm very lucky, Ehoa, to be in the spaces that I am, whether it's my board roles or whether it's my mahi, whether it's the travel that we've got booked. You know, we're going to Fiji in 2 weeks.
Nice.
2.5 weeks, and just for a quick, you know, time out during the school holidays, and then we've got Disney World at the end of the year. So that's going to be a first for all of us to go to Florida. But yeah, in terms of mahi, there's so many beautiful, impactful projects that are sort of moving along, and I think making sure that I turn up and contribute well to all of those is something that I'm mindful of, but I'm also grateful for all the different realms that I'm in, and spaces that I get to work in, the people that I get to work with. there's so many different things e hoa. Yeah, it's hard to just lock down one.
And then our next question, what is it that you feel most connected to, or what makes you feel most connected to hapori, to your community?
I think it's the honour that comes with service. To serve a kaupapa. Like I was just thinking, one of the kaupapas just up the road here is the kids' school where I'm chair of the board, and I've been there for 6.5 years. That's an honour to serve and to do the mahi. It's also, there's a mundane aspect of it as well, in terms of, there's, like, I've got to send the agenda out today for our board meeting. And I'm like, and no one's come back with any agenda items, so I'm like, well, I'm just going to do my own meeting. But there's also, it's still a platform. It's a platform to do good for our communities, and that's an honour. Like, that's an honour to be able to do service in that, and to also know that I've got to be a good kaitiaki for this kaupapa, because I'm not going to be here forever in that role, for instance, and I need to leave it in a better space than what I found it for the next person or people. And that's in all aspects of my community service. And I also think the responsibility of supporting those, like, true rangatira. I was at the Grace Foundation, and we've just been working on a CRM. And I don't know if you know that one, Ihua. You know that one?
No, I don't.
Grace Foundation is a beautiful charity that helps those whānau who have been through the prison system, and supporting them to get back on their feet. And they do so much in South Auckland. But anyway, we were building a CRM with $1 million for them, but we got it for $100,000 in the end, because a whole bunch of different organisations have put mahi aroha into it. But we had a pōwhiri last week for it, to sort of launch it, and Dame Nada Clavish was there, and she didn't say anything, but just her being there, is amazing. And she did the karanga to welcome us on, which was again an honour to be taken on karanga by her. But I was looking at her. She was just sitting there. Just her being there added so much mana to the event. And also, you could see, because there were men and women there who had been through a lot. There was around 150, 200 people there. And none of them were acting up, not around here. So those people like her, I also count you in a different way like that too, tuihana. People, my role should be to uplift the true community rangatira who weave through community and make things happen. My role should be to support those kind of people too, because they are the change makers. They are the people who will bring kaupapa to life. And that's why when you reached out, I'm like, yeah, let's get together and support and let's make it happen.
Well, I think it's just as important that as you support us, we also support you, Dan, in your role as a leader within this space. And I'm aware that you support so many. So I'm not going to go any further because I'm going to get emotional and start crying.
Sure. Thank you.
My next question, which is probably a really nice lead-in, is who or what is inspiring you right now? you know, because it's quite adverse times, but yet there's so many inspirational things that I think that are happening around us.
Yeah, yeah, there's heaps, man.
Yeah.
So many beautiful people and so many amazing things. I mean, I was at the I was at the New Zealander of the Year things last night, and I mean, far out, so inspirational. Um, and it's not what I love about New Zealander of the Year. It's not about like business. You know, I work in the business space and tech space, but these are actual people who are over a long, long period of time have made a true difference. And I don't know if you know Dr. Bev. Um, she, Dr. Bev Lawton, I think.
New Zealand of the Year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Zealander of the Year. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she, you know, has pretty much saved tens of thousands of women's lives through cervical cancer screening and
Wow.
making that more available. It used to be so much more like it was an exclusive thing that was so hard for especially Māori wahine in rural areas to get access to the screening, and she's basically democratized it and make it simple for all of them. And that's now gone to around the world. This beautiful,
Wow.
you know, like just amazing what she's done. And yeah, I think while there's so much hate and so much chaos around the world, there
Mm.
are these beautiful people doing beautiful things, um, and not letting the chaos bring us down.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so super inspired by all of the all of the amazing people who not even just the winners, but also all the people who just made it into the nominees, and
Mm.
it was so beautiful.
I love that. And then our last part is, what is one thing you want to know about? Like, want people to know about? You know, is there a whakatauki that inspires you? Or is there a podcast that you're listening to? Or is there a book that you're reading? Or what is it,
Mm.
one thing that you'd really love everyone to know about? Could be something to do with AI, could be also anything, you know.
Well, our whānau, we have like a whānau um, get together on a Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
just a Zoom, and you know we get a whole bunch of our whānau on there. And I've been doing some work in the archives, trying to pull out about my great great grandfather Te Poihi Hikuroa, and he was actually featured in the book Mōteatea by Sir Sir Apirana, and there's a Mōteatea in there that it doesn't have a translation, but um, we actually have been translating it, and um, it's called Kurua Tehu. So it's a Mōteatea that talks about. I'll read it out because
Yes.
we've only just got it. Only just got it sort of recently, and you can actually hear because he was recorded at 93 in Hawara in 1962. So it goes, He harawa te hau e kokihi mai nei, ue pū mauru kia korikori au. E kia pepeke au ki te kuro o te ihu, mau e Aotea e kaut ia o mai. Which means, what is this wind that calls to me, this whispering northwest breath that stirs my soul to move, carrying me forward with intent? I leap towards the front of the Aotea waka to stand at the cutting edge of its wake, following the currents shaped by my ancestors.
Mm.
And me, that means that you know we need to step up as in our whānau. And the message that I gave to our whānau is like, this is a whittle, a challenge from our great great grandfather to step up and you know stand at the cutting edge and be okay with it. And well, he doesn't say stand, he says leap to the front and stand there. And but know that you're following the currents of your ancestors, and that they've laid down those for us to move forward.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Our old people, our tūpuna was so wise.
So wise, man. Yeah.
So wise. Well,
Definitely.
e mihi ana, Ahua, thank you so much for making the time to
Ka
come
pai, Iho.
online today.